campaign no ekoso na we no eye party ba akumu asem enti eto da bi a nsem ni bi wo hono mo a eye anet se enema ba akumi no bi yi I will say party need to refer to the National Council. Enra, okay.
Enra na omo edibaye. Ba kwa kume no gidi se party penifo no onum de ye wonbeye. Nemu kwa ku ye besre bi se party die. Party ebe ya kono a ejina wawo so. Eye enipa ye wo party mu yesuban. Ene be ma party no ho aye akono kwaku wonim se enipa bebre na mbu ase de ba de ntina ma nipa join ehu se party we die ehu akono ampesa me ko join eya ne gina party mpanimfo so wo mo a omo identify se ye party ni no ebo ma ne conduct se osi ne ma ewo bedwam ene efie ne kasa ne suban wo de na die no ma hu se party die if aden e ka se na NPP party die aya lawyer for tembe ka se party die omu ye tutrafo enipa na form political party enti se wo mu a ese hu se ne ma bi holma ekekere kakra enkyere se wo be member of a political party asabi mpeduasa na woni adwen bi o meye zombi it doesn't mean say woni conscience obeye member of a party doesn't mean say u freedom bia na fe waton right ni na mum no enam say ekuo no egu obutire so o ka hu bi ni nti no esetem bia oyo nema se bia obedi party ni na enemebo ho no ma se be pedo nya bi bia na even if you disagree krempa obeka na bontin na collective yana ase de say yenyina akose dem yesi dise ni ye kwakoye kwaku you may disagree with them nemu mu ba bontin a enu ano no se be pedo ase yeti wen ye kwato aba nye nipa ni nyina 100% na to aba ma president Mahama mema anto aba ma no mintimi ntuma aba ma president Mahama that's why me president bande ye mintimi nka ne be se president Mahama nya me president you say be na mabodam. Enti so a member of a political party answer party no ebeye akona magana fo agi atomu no aye se afie hu yi na se be producer yakọ demonstration se demonstration no wo wadi nyi hu a kwakwe ne kwa no tuman why the catch say let my vote count this and my demonstration go for coin why the catch say na NPP for nyina support let my vote count. And then my young patriots, na first minute John come over free young baby ko na omote sa young patriots near the adden. Kwaku, and they said the man mu nano and a partner ni je. In fact, abusua ye film, and then you say and the man you na ya papa na ma mo yen and ni je ho. But you be sabonten, e be yen na ye and I say this kwaku wo ye ho be me bibra ye ku jaw. Party ni womra. Party ni fa na nsi form. Na de bia metaka se mehwe Justin Kudua wo ye me mobo woni chairman se ye no wo chairman na ya bibini a obekọ chairman was chairman ade se ni na me pese me general secretary me take decision na meye kwaku ekobetimi aye ya ne ye kan owura dambotwe mu ebra na dambotwe eye general secretary of NPP na hwan na national chairman
Macmenu Debbie Macmenu beto na Macmenu no hininto
Dabi Macmenu ba about 2004 say you
sir
I'm
John dan ye djuma sana hininto ba ono hininto ono hininto
what you say
I'm so dan ne odui size ana odui size Peter Lageti won okay
dan ne Peter Lageti say dan dey ba
the rocha dan beto the rocha na another route and engine boating.
Done by year is 98
and 98
obey general secretary. It I'm sure 98 na Peter Lageti so winning.
Winning chairmanship. Okay. And I Haruna Sekumu.
Dabi Esekuye abani your party. You are by mu.
And said pa beto dan bochu. another movie.
You win power no. Na about general secretary.
Aye.
And actually the minister na.
Aye. And we jam.
Na what oko twice ana.
Yes.
Oko twice. 2004 you know general secretary.
That no minister.
2004 no nyanye minister.
Aye.
After the 2004 elections.
And obey general secretary.
And obey minister. I know. I think it was around 2008.
The mention say Dabotri, yeah. Take it or leave it, but me take I say more than the NPP modi general secretary asem I think say he's the standard.
Yes.
What you say? Me take I say he's the standard. Ewo sadinum. But no one to me na without the support of the party national chairman. He had strong national chairman also. But when and the national chairman ni ura buti no so by no so already no
about 4 categories of the party now. You see the chairmanship no enye national chairman the chairmanship position no as omo function no women's wing no ye hu omo function ni Nasara and so wing no ye hu ni
ye yes but ni nyina mu kwaku so na omo council ho
national council
the national council ho ma aye strong omo nhwe na assemble mo ni ma momo nyen no kokwasa mo nyen
se omo bokoko ni bia
omo ifanya adwuma because kwaku e wo se party ni ye hyehye na party ne ho ya akona party ne ho ye din said the bill party betima tumi ka hwe enipa bia ni ho no ma na obetema na ho din ado ai kese a che party no sa wo ho din che party na usi party so party be collapse e wo se party ne ho ye din chen wo na wo so ho din usi no so a wo say yes wo dey you know body say na e contented
the mpanimfo ye no ya bokoko ye refer nkrofo to display committee ni nyama bi ye di nyina che then also be say ye beauty a necessary we say in da ho boni some mpanimfo tu anamon because say ya nye no bi tie no say ya nka na say party you see ya the numbers na ye party but yes numbers keke esin chakra na makoko ye kese ban chakra boni de kwatri kwayo say a whole party akọ demonstration na wo deputy communications director now to na wo super party no me de waye no me hu se eye ndc adwuma na wo ye mo osu be mpase MPP fo hunu ya wo ye ndc adwuma na ama wo no enye hwe na oye ye kan wo de kototo abronya wo se odidi asofo atem ye party asem
kwaku a demonstration na
party asem
demonstration na ye ko demonstration say freedom of speech and then call for ya nko demonstration say ye ko galamse hu demonstration na galamse hu demonstration ba so me copy and I believe say demonstration ba say ye our galamse hu a MPP will every moral right
now what you need to be honest
so what you need MPP moral right just sit down by any MPP moral right ni de ye be ko and said any moral rights here bit like I say will be corrupt because I also know I go for allegation against MPP say MPP moral right. No, the moment you have to abet I am a better video. And we have no moral right on any issue. Say bit my raising. And so what did you say? What the only moral right here? No problem. A choice. Okay. A choice to bet my fee. Yenny Becono. Allow us and then your force of Becasas. And even though a deputy director of communications, but and your force or Casa. No problem. My uncle,
Casama party. It is only mean Casama party and Casantia party. Well, and that's what one want to now to baby. Yes, but the Oya goes to Empire India. A something for a shadow come once a year.
Kwaku and Rechi assembly course UN. On the sidelines, no, and yet general and yet meeting inside. Say, no, call more meetings with people, Moyana, and Quanching. Emma, President Mahama, echo confessing. President Mahama, echo confessing. Yamad Machina, Sanko, Yibit.
And he was sending a decambo Mamanenum, Yera, Kwabena, Agyapong. Ababeka yensa but na ho te say
me ho ye pa nya me adom
yeah tete o yiri akobra Japan obekọ esuo nkọ obekọ afi ne ya te say o launch the campaign e wa kwa kofa form o de bekọ onfa nkọ ebi kura so ba omia na ahyeda ye ne sase de be ya nkrofo bi kura one ba omia e ba ko na o de ayina ko minim say ndra mo converting 2 days ago and you see ya vet na be the nature say agro no bia hu say agro no e wo so ampa.
That's right.
Vetting no emu sam te saying.
Well, vetting no they normally en shedan ka ho asem wa bonte.
Okay.
Because you take oath of secrecy. But near maybe kitu bi wo ha APP wo ho a me feel say emfata.
AP o vetting ho.
Rumors be a APP.
Okay.
Ni nyina ejina ade baako. It has to do with so-called development fee bia.
Okay.
Say it binumudi be rema yemu bi enomo enyadwi. Me the party no, masom party no. E free 1990 Dankwa Buzia time ansa na yeti party. Na metumi ho achede aye adwuma den time na wiase ehu. Ye koto aba party no womra. Party no National Executive Committee NST nomination fees and filing fees. Ye course our meeting. Enipa no bi chairman for me no me mo yedin but omuni momo and there were witnesses there. Baako started say ye man to 10 million na nye agro na yedi
10 million Ghana
10 million Ghana
bi wom.
Second person so ka say oh okay ni emfamra 5 million Ghana me show woman him din am say na nipa refi de ekoso woman mu ana ye free abem enche NDC for ye BBS one friend say oral or say
yeah
omo de aheda yes omo de gu ye ho fin aka kire Ghana for say dabre abem mu no ye koye na dream nikita hye na koye na within 9 months say over filing nomination near catch us say 10 million. So have we looked at its impact on Ghanaians? Na a dear message near send it dear come Ghana for. Intimate sorry. Oh, national executive. When I'm say and some more mama memra hone papa. Cause in penifona a 2 year chair or party dear who buffering. Your party name yesi kasem. It wasn't about money. It was about principle, virtues, and merit. Inti asemo omokan wo madwen ho. Me de kakra mekan say 2023 me call competition contest.
Yeah.
Ye kofa form na ye 50,000. It would be okay say be atum to 100,000. 100,000 e mo do Ghana. Inti say wani mre say obeye say adwuma ya. Onko 200,000 and they are non-refundable. Now, filling now consists around the country, even going around the country to get 160 signatures. It will cost you more than another 100,000. Now they buy, now they 100 a back home. That was my first suggestion. Now I 500. Now abopo, ne sana mekano. Ibrahim's so my 500 there, and since 100 no. A non-refundable and the MI non standing alone. Nam si okay, Matthias, because baby figures are not a binomoke cano. Not me no monyaji. Ya come a National Executive Committee at take a decision. Ye we no cry ye be sorry no. And a chairman saboons. And yes, suggestion say, oh, as it the party executives ne cano say, omu hiesika. Ede arane presidential primaries. And Busan say presidential primaries and tese Congress. Congress who invited over 6,000 delegates to one location. Wo the car kochun free baby omba beda say hotel o baby adebema ombe didi what transport to the venue no so ni boarding any hu niam anti Congress dey ya na ehun kanu ye different na me my general secretary da near opposition say my running presidential primaries ni parliamentary primaries na eka bia ni ho etis anti amfa bo bia nkoto obi anso metu akakese bia inti say no nti no mo kan dia me no mo nyadwen because presidential primary there the opening of 275 they say 276 polling stations
Okay, polling station, yeah. Because constituency be one polling station.
Yeah, one polling station. Even if so person or the from Krana electoral areas, there are only 7,000 electoral areas in this country. Yeah, near no polling station. Me general secretary, me who then IGP. Because in Yama Minio here, a security, and it's setting up the polling station. There are 2 statutory bodies in Wukruma. Ghana Police Service,
Electoral Commission.
Omo boy home by. Me call Mr. Alasan hold then IGP. Also, Kwabena, yeah the ejuma no. Na police who Ghana have bia, nti nya de ye move nipa. Nti no an say ye be provide bibi na ye de stipend kakra. Na ye de ama omo nkola na or the signal kwa say every district bia na team di nipa ekobo polling station ho e ban. That was number 1. Number 2, me pese basa beba party no attention kakra o meeting. Because even the printing of the ballot papers in Krana, party nyini se free. Me did nyina come electoral commission, director of operations at the time. Ni pia in fact, publisher printer crow ye kra me. I wasn't interested. No answer, yeah ballot ni we na mde ko kire no. Ono anku tuaka. It is only the printing of the ballot papers and the electoral commission. The unboxes in there. Some more good at that. Only started to do Omajuma no. And to stipend kakra. Now the bebwa on the ama or more a best set up polling a phone. And to Saskano and yes, Dawson. I don't think in those days and Necra, I don't think you exceed 500,000 and 300,000 to be able to these 2 organizations. Intisaf sika kese na omububo din no de me no omu enya adwen na ebegu party names and on principle I detest what they are doing and one here koyese we are trying to make leadership the preserve of only a wealthy few in the party me no omu nya adwen ena obia agitu mu ena your friends the national executive take a decision. Minim said national executive may take side decisions. A dano national council no man train anko bi. Ena omwe national council so meaning for kasai. Say man for make those suggestions no but meaning say they took a decision say say chairman and the cast say the say ma aspirants no contributions. And I say mandatory contributions and I say optional contributions. Me party say me kase me outlining near my idea party na you can't even put monetary value on it. Enti me dey sorry in say bibia neck they take his decision. Me koto ye confer form my campaign manager na te hey honorable Fusu Asamoah o confer form on honorable Ransford e confer form Ebaya, omukro ma miem, ye ko bie ma sheet bishem.
But before so be do hono, after council meeting, general secretary issue statement. And in that statement, na ewumu say aspirant be abetua a development fee which will be determined by the party.
When?
After some meeting,
there's never been any other meeting after that. Until time when it determines that meeting.
And you know, the same say party be determined.
But the party hasn't met since then. Didn't make a say party no or a day no count party no umra. National Council, the only role they play in this presidential primary is to determine the date, which they have determined. Ubiano munchim. And General Secretary, at the end of that, one bo figure as a party have taken decision. And then a party and take his decision, no. According to one, they're working. Or say party no be take a decision. When? Since then, the party hasn't met. And no such decision has been taken. As far as I know, Fred, the secretary to the National Council, said me National Council the man could be. Inti omami hu minutes no, because National Council cry ni hu kwan say on better take decisions that they impose figure on aspirants. Any baby
okay.
So
sheet na.
And the sheet na buy and so cry and strangely, na just plain sheet and ni party letterhead puso.
But next form
no. It was an attachment. It actually say 4 million. I'm catching say. Adi mo pese. Adi a national executive. I reject no. Mo pese. mudi esan wura system no mu biwa enye adwuma
ogofa pa chame bro mo kwaje forms na wo kase na BBC
o se eno kan no chetim say sheet na 4 million ni woso
aye na woso
na cho plain sheet am so wo me phone so ba ma fama
okay
and actual 4 million no let nothing and once actual 4 million mandatory na am say 4 million ni ache say ye call National Executive Committee and no what the authority to fix filing fees no ye kase wi no sa 5 million 10 million e binum kan no ye bogu enti says ye wie ya fe no ye beto no muntimi nsan fa mehim na o kase development fee what are we developing now? No, I want to ask the question because I've been general secretary before. The issue now said the rationalization of development fee was that for parliamentary elections. Na parliamentarians no more think cry or concentrate or yen ejuma ubo na kwabrane anase CEO bi no afa na chi na okotuetu esika na ohanadwen na e ka se in say over a 4-year period so be a parliamentarian e be a woko yi or support constituency no or to fundaka or yese or aboka kakra enti se sitting MP wo honko ade ana wo pese o ya ene e free bibi nurturing enti ene ese utua bibi sa
ya kwale say about
30,000 ene e de ene sa na presidential primary how does this come in
me who say what to bo ase a Chieftaincy no but what the I think the argument am say and say ye to abawi just a month or two na esika kwani where be to your party headquarters staff car so what it means is that then there will be no money to run the primaries
o kan sa menu adero e ferry
me no ya adwi say
indictment
me no ya
me my party penny that ya me pese me kasa fa party penny for because obi a chairman general secretary me bunu a position me medida but me dey na eye me ferry because I dey a friend of forward planning so what's not power 8 years see ekotoaba politics there are only 2 outcomes I also who say be a bit me akoyi ana enkoyi na campaign we so one way bank campaign no catch was one of the most resourced campaigns I've ever seen in my life me body wa nese mhwe party no so na man timi anya forward planning because me general secretary no minimum outgoings per month you have it and who estimate into multiply by 12 by 4 at least as of secure be to ho
for
ochina and immediately a month after let's say osi unis kadia na bibia to chima te say the minia as a media can cast indictment the enukra na me ferry to even make it worse one musu say e ko boa party no so a ya nko quietly kran ka say oh party ene say te say the nyina ye no me say kam di me card ba ha eniema ma ya boa party including motorbikes any pickups in the past what is makanda
Debbie
in fact 2016 kwa na me general secretary yetu me sinchen me support over 100 constituencies so okay I be ministers what is makanda
Debbie
parties ani etete da rocha num tan aram ponsano mpenimfo a mo bedi akone atakra agima no mo tonton ye dan amesimekunum ne ekedeku tomi ametepon mo ton dan ho e de bo party ye moso yenya sa me methodist ni you service to mankind is service to God me ya de kire ma obi a nyame ehu eno ani hia me obi ehu bia enka me ho enti se obeko na ebe expose this party to ridicule na the cameras akotro say party ni skantino kwabrane say mama party say 1 million say 2 million to obi anhwe no na je say wokra wo gu party n'anim ase both the giver and the taker
I see
enti media ni many bi ho akoso no but party ni me do party ni ntia na I find it very uncomfortable
who so raising this issue before so be converting
yes
and now what convert na bana osan ka ho asem does it mean say any resolve this 4 million issue
media I'm against it in principle
so
na manya letter be me chiro letter come presidential elections committee oma reply me ada me call vetting and I'm penning for no busa me the vetting committee was very civil ni me din komo pa penny for our minimum PIA Juma from 1992. Omonim dear my party. Tom Casa Kwabena na 4 million. I'm saying 4 million me in principle. Yenina, all of us as party people, we have to make a contribution to the 2028 election.
I agree.
Yenina, ye contribution. In principle, I'm not against contribution. Now me jina monim as vetting committee. Pese me share mo bo. Say me Kwabena Agyapong. I will make a significant monetary contribution to the party towards the election. But you cannot use we no as blackmail say mentia. Yeah, my man to abanibi. Eno de. Me name omo enya. Enra me ho am insaka letter from the Presidential Elections Committee. Okay. Presidential Elections Committee no crana. Please, let's be. Yenhwe constitution. E de adwuma no mo yo. Mo de ensem be hihye elections. Nyamu na mbe determine who is qualified or not. And we are vetting committee adwuma. Ni senti na mo chro me letter ka tell say eyi ni mandatory na manya sa mo be disqualify me. Mo need to me am de be disqualify me. That's number 1. Number 2, vetting committee no e ka say o hwe nyema na wo constitution mu a the wo guidelines of them are yes and I'm prepared to make that contribution. Okay. First and foremost, and elections we better on the 31st. Into untimagina me so pity say chinchina asisi am mauska. And I don't believe you need that kind of sika enyina etua 600,000 times 5 people no should more than cover the presidential primary.
I mean your position so sika no 4 million no.
Yes.
Say Ura Kwabena Agyapong onibi owobi na of course family kwamunti
and no crowd on
farm man. I want to get your
first
position on
this
issue.
The way I busa question no me no nya adwene respectively. Wote ho minim sika wo boto
there be
enti obi sika obi ni obi sika
there be
enti say obi ni oni bi no de enye asem a yes ye ka me ye party ni masum party in many ways. And I believe all party members have a duty to contribute to the party. It has never been the case only aspirants. Inti edan me can send you aja okwa also out of security diana
untimi
kana bontin. So but me hwe ade na ya koyese me Kwabena Agyapong na omo target. Of course, because usha nipa na num no me gidi se munyina mu gidi se omunyina will be able to part with 4 million easily. Why? I didn't know more sir.
Dr.
4 million esika ketwa me busamo 4 million esika ketwa and as I say itimo ye dama if you say 4 million enyisika bia 4 million can be the life savings of an individual in this country and enyisika ketwa na yemfa ani die ni ebuo emesika enti yen cannot ento na serum kekese obi ankofa 4 million mra
eda me ba wo campaign lunch na se no mse na yo campaign manager and o kan say Ura Kwabena Agyapong we nipa ta na chipa say per resources are on betimi a pull resources there this campaign. And Metisona Obren Champion so can say so person presidential candidate there you must be resourceful. It doesn't mean say Sikano must come from your
resources as them me
can't wait to say more where you there then it should be able to raise some money in a party ni say Sikase no feel say unya obetimi there run election there
and na make say my running party na da enye no credit say you need that kind of huge money to run a presidential primary.
So you think say you are being targeted?
And no dey out of the question. Minimum adekunti amekasa. Nye ne mani nyina na mpese me kana bonti.
Okay.
Yeah. Na me hwa de bi sisi say ebra 2023 I think somewhere May NDC for call mo de no. Report bi by say then candidate an aspirant John Mahama.
Yeah.
8 years can be my delegates no. I think it's in the region of about
40 cities. Yeah, about 12 or 14 million.
Yes. Yeah, no. Just what sum up and about 14 million Ghana cedis an individual try. Based on their benti and almost says will be 5 million.
Meaning said
because I think say
until me say o ma am chire mu ho. Oman Chimo say I didn't know you 5 because treasurer not the figures be by.
Okay.
Ena all can also the major cost no ye sika ese the ma delegates no am de beko akotoaba. Ena busa
lorry fare.
And me busa on say na okay.
I made the campaign manager for Euro Agyapong. Euro of Usuasamoa. Officially.
Yeah, let's get this thing right. Say CCI yetiwe. Say offer a member of parliament. Naketua. Any allowances, everything need BBR is about 25,000. Now, say we be the MP 25,000 multiplied by 1 year.
Medium in content and casa,
we arithmetic and mathematics.
So what's not quite
25,000
25 times 4 100. Now multiply by 3. 300,000.
300,000
multiply by 4 1.2
Nafani is gracia crack on. Assume you say the same year. Not just a member of parliament will be OD MP. Ewo abai musisiano. Say 4 years time Mokas will be the president 20 minutes.
And then you say so you're resourceful, meaning you don't have to pay from your own pocket.
So if
you should get people ready to support you to pay some of this money.
Oh yeah, MP Ewo Ghana one of the highest paid persons. Anambwa. As I say MP Ewo Ghana ha the one of the highest civil servants and obi a twan kapa 8 million MP Ewo MPP party mo
8 million president
nothing. What are we talking? Odini 4 years or can be a boom. Ever on to fundaka ondidi onye bibia ni sika ebitwa na fibiano often koshe chop boss mu ana penny box yenkola brima no bobo ni nyina anu a no ka so be di MP na obedi president ewo party mu a ultimately na asene say
Ofa honorable members ofa pacho so how do you intend resolving this issue me person me who say what track koma party no party no so actual through the
me say party no wo emra
elections committee
nyom adwuma in my view and say be disqualified vetting committee they ultimately recommend disqualification to the national executive.
Okay.
National executive me a member by virtue as a former general secretary. When we get to that bridge we'll cross it because I'll be there.
Okay.
So the American say
without giving us details of the vetting committee no this is kind of one about vetting committee na say na
boss but me say no me uncomfortable because can say metimi ama commitment say me boa party na eno no omo hia eno na wo guidelines no say all of us are supposed to make a commitment but first and foremost me person me say me party in femraso there is nowhere in the constitution a man national council to me say omo and fa development fee and slap develop any baby from where which powers and omudi kase national council isa is national executive they determine filing any nomination and as 10 million 5 million a buy and it was defeated so that matter was closed and they accepted say ye metua 100 and 500 me metua na nafom metua they said they me campaign manager kan nkrofo boa me so who me campaign headquarters say 10 years ni ya kama she dem and so enipa jimidi enti enipa boa me eno nkyere se sika ese me du kwan nante koye campaign this year party for ekasa na na my top petro ye da hotel ye didi memfa sika no emremo na menka dem na mentimi nya campaign ana and I'm against that principle so because mu ye ne sa na enkasa ni bia binim aka no a emfata mempese meka no a because mahu a former cabinet minister no akase se wuntimi nya 4 million there na we ye joker ene ono na kasa sa minim no pa tama ye politics no ye junior lawyer no nim politics won bi kra ye brewo Ghana ha 1991-92 Let me tell you a little story. It's important. Ghana IPAC, you know. I was one of the first at NPP smile in the 1993-94 year reforms. In 1996, near the first strong room. In the enemies and Crawford can politics about collation of resources. Meet me at the Minsesimibo and Brasimo. I was one of the first people to engineer the collation of our resources. So time we are saying Huntino. Unu baby at the Coedico CA. Or Dome.
Okay, party coalition center.
Party coalition center.
Okay.
Yeah, the Kosher Dome.
Okay.
Obi na dit sa dynamite nipa na tiase so tie me a your friend Karkari.
Okay.
Ne in-law ne Peter McMenu.
Okay.
Mark ware ni nuaba.
Okay. No den that man.
Odin that man. Sata me ma courage kwasiga. On the Kosher ho. Enti na courage re do be school feed on na no aduane breye. Enti sata Mark no Western Regional Chairman. And I mean, me handles I.
A community.
And sana, into Trebia, me famutu, me percent of go be and I didn't percent of me. No, my church and tea, me. No, my 2 motor from Domio, and sana my bus strong room. Because your person, sana, Yenny did the first Iba say, results bus strong room as a party now, share and verify, yen sign, and I'm more
yeah, in correct.
That time, Nicosi Pratt, Vincent Assise, yeah, Sunum Niadi, clearly. Guzitando, my senior on fancy pim. Any chuchu pukunum and an air presso. Oh, a demo. Me can't say my akai. Into ye circulation, that those risky things. The second time, ye collation was in the lead up in 2000. And the essence is sans dino. Now young executive forum, Alancha Martin ne diano. Ye would dine be what Holy Spirit Cathedral ne war. Adabraka ne chikona baby. A horse. And I'm a come collation into ho na minya results. Ye communicate afi na phones I started baby ase. And sana ma call electoral commission na my affirmation. Me can say my can say. Sa time no. Nipa e wo party mu na say bi e yakaka bensem. Na bi ye toddlers. Enti ye kasa omonti ye kaka na mo fa ni die ni buo mai. Ti metese wo be ka kire say we need 4 million. There we a joker. So those days, nipa no nim ne ho me money din. And so me cock Akufuado office in those days in the 90s. Na fe no we school. Me ba una odi America ko hwe se wo ha na we ka so panimu me fanko nyako hu no. Ni ye struggle in the 90s. Na say enne utia ye na Akufuado be president, no aye minister. Ube ka kire me Kwabena Agyapong say we need 4 million. A joker. Na sika must spend up to now emro 4 million on this campaign. Cars am umeba me nam ha. Convoys 4 Kambuma ni boy saying. A dining niama yen kasas ye me en kasasa. Na me ye general secretary kram just ye 2 years in chen kra. Me support party no. With sika me boy me kasada.
Debbie.
So Alfred Anya wo that yasi. No regional secretary. Ewo bravo. Onam sika e chiche ma bravo for ekosi no so. He knows that. Me the sakop ni koma president. Ntimi de kakra me kan say. Ye nyai sikasem na ye de ba politics. And na okase mobilizing support there. President Akufuado otiasi. Busa no 2000 me otimika front na nkrofo di mechi. Me ko mobilize sika papa. Nisi ne nantem say me modi. Oh, he's alive. The eka mobilizing of campaign. Am I a press secretary to president now? And I'm refi.
Oh, what then? You kaipa.
Press secretary to president. The minim nipa. Both in Ghana and outside. But to use this as a barrier, dear, it is something that should not happen. Yes, I'm a party no. Ye chichiri no. Enti ye nyina be your contribution. But to say 1.4 million ama ye ma won't stand it there. I think it's very wrong. The party no emra kwanso omo ye 100 and 600. I'm satisfied that all other things are satisfied.
Awanti party ni show krata na emma on what respond bi.
And then I respond.
This respond to krata
campaign so.
Okay. And you be train because any work can ya say omo anu omo ko nyina atua.
Well, I know the and I'm say nyame na me kire obi de obeye.
Okay.
so them children ena omo debi omo tie e be a vice president 2 terms e be the cabinet ministers 8 years e be the chairman of Ghana Gas and your contracts akese media unfortunately 2015 na you can't to them. It's been 10 years of struggle. Nyankopon ti na mete ha me wa hoden a me ye dem ye because nyame nim se makomam e fita. Ye po bi a wasom party no in 1992 na wontumi television na ni wiase o.
There be.
Na GTV pe na o. Ye pe nipa akotra national television so abodewro for NPP. Na obi e adwane se na mpanimfo bibire no motiase. At that time Rollins we go be mensa adwuma go apenti mensa adwuma gusian wadwuma ike ousu chese tata briwi num ne ade apia minkanom safu adun adwuma na ehu obi asuro me akola na me di 30 years afi na mawie university me a young civil engineer me ye adwuma wo aban adwuma mu Ghana Highway Authority ekoba ne san me ka se me dem ho be bo afore at the risk of my professional development as an engineer we ejuma na head of state na soja ni na nyam ko civilian enzo o se abano ojina bi nsi uni akukudura in those days when it was life threatening to be identified with the NPP uni akukudura betima ko jina television so say me ento aba emma soja ni a obechinchim yensa na ento aba ma Professor Dubois upon adechie na ukọ adwumam Hall of Technology ona GH headquarters wo uduru ampanifo bi ehu anu yi adwane nobody wanted to touch you with a badge hole me see me ya ayini wia nti Edward Fachi otumidin genuine support because those days me ya me no TV so me see NPP support na genuine na NDC the end there o ma commandie Emma and the oye member of National Council Ashanti region first vice also friends are genuine support the champion anti-party no the kinds of contributions some of us have made nti ube kacham se me pitia development fee of 4 million I think it is completely unfair, morally unsound, and we should stop that. Now, as a party, have a responsibility to contribute to the running of the party. And then here.
All right, go on bit me.
2007, University of Ghana Legon,
yes,
contesting.
That's right.
17. What be the last one 2023. First 5 no went man making.
That's right.
But went man making no. I'm saying the question that we interview
kese
me hwebi be hwebi manage ho e bi mo gidi say 2007 na wo baye anye ye what's about 2023 and so anye ye e bi mo gidi say enkaji wa ho me motivation dey e dey ba pa na wo pepe
me I want the transformation of this country. Okay. That motivation to transform this country is very profound with me. Enti eno ne here and me feel say mo kasasa na me raho in the sense say I'm being penalized from doing what is right. It drew our time no she confusion na see party one more threatening showdown one more see AJ party no one more say na binimo de aboso then semo ba na say no party no me hwe party na em say party na take a decision say omo pesi yi Dr. Bamumia nti se to abani wi ye nyina ye nta na chi because me de me hu ye wo party mu ene nkabom from titino na mesua free penny for because in 1992 young executives near tie Safodu achi Safodu antimia make you Legon ho adechie na ode ye call Professor Adubu ahifie Templesi Lane come man trinkwa ka se me nkola ni o prof an ka se Kwabena mama supporting me ntimonko oji miawa wa tu entina ye pe nipa akotran TV so no
o kan se oji wutu
me de me ho bo aforo na mpanimfo wo ho Hackman also agima na o meeting num Jacob Echebilam to o meeting num ye no Safodu fie East Lagos that time na ye wuram enti se na ye bank lanes akọ ha wo fefefe no Kwabena battles no ho Haruna ata ne wakodi NDC so ye ambassador me amadamfo ye tu ye hudi me friend Abochi damfo pa no no hono a member of the publicity committee edru hono benifo no hwe ade ne sa obi asisi ni trust wana benya kukudo omse Kwabena wona wa brante de dachi ehye wonsa ene yiro ho misusu na my national figure dada
because of wajumenti
na me ta present sports highlights for several years young man at chess at times na me ho ofe kakra
enkwai
nyina come
so 90 me good role a me menya no with Ghanaians hosting of the World Cup in 1990 ni ade nyina no me de be my party no na my the face and the voice of the campaign, which is what I did. Me kasa de siasem so 1998 so mokaya me ni nipa nsia na edi candidate Akufo-Addo echi me na me saw nsa Ebenezer Presbyterian osu ye launching the campaign peja nsa the next president of the Republic of Ghana Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo na pi nim se na friend Nana Addo na you the Burm Chronicle the Renaissance man almost started friend Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ni chingana ha nyina 230 constituencies. E course nyana Mr. Akufo-Addo dey hwe form set 98
yeah
ye wie no wan kase Kwabena mukodi Akufo-Addo echi kama otweme meto ase akonwa nti ye ma ye kama hu se no abrante wa born home modern from Adubu ahinta o my Jake Efrem. In fact, those days any director of communications, but I was like the de facto director of communications of the party in the lead up to the 2000. The Joy FM no na Ababa Metro no ne ade. Me na mete so me na mobilize adverts ne ade nyina to the extent say eda no a ye to aba no osan nyagidie wo mu say me na me call 1996 strong room
yeah
ka obi anka man support no ka bi ka onyagidie man
so onya
mugidie esma me say electoral commission ko bobe maba ho ban nti me na me fa phone anajo December 28 friend say Mr. Akufo say the Ghana for o ma to aba man boom o ye president elect na fi oji say me kanu say my kai say ye party dey say e to aba wi a ne ato aba wi ne nyina ta nipa ba ko anchi sa na me ye ma Dr. Baumia me say me gina bi
yeah
me who say confusion ya banam say debi ese me sorry so papa mu na me gina ni mu because me the party no matene mu ache me di general state nipa ni me so mbia hu say me di na chi a wo mu a tete ada no kra be sorry abeka ho me di me hu boss afore e ma no chinga na ha nyina ye na anye enti e ma reho say ene ni campaign manager chairman sabunsu mu na hye sa de echi on the fact this ayiba national neck okay council on the manko bi ntimi nim de si wo but council so nya ho ne decide nomination fees yeah okay. National executive committee ntimi de
in addition to
ade America chira won say yenye ko ni ye to aba George Godwin sorry ye to aba yenye wi a dubu han ye to no so aba Kufu ye to no so aba Akufo-Addo ye to no so aba ye wi one electoral cycle ya starting new electoral cycle. And I me feel say baby asese ye dru no ye pese ye kan ho no kra as a country any party Ghana for kan sem bi kire ne bia ye pese ye beti wonim se edwade wontimi mfoso de wo pe se nipanto in the bia na say every political party should have options into one more feel say pe more of the same no they know what to do one so a pensesa and I think say whether it was by divine a year and now say you know me no last 8 years na aban no na me nka ho I didn't play any role in it into ebufu e ba Ghana fuom ye party for into over 2.5 million meto aba say party for no smamia that's why I say I'm the most viable candidate
before so be transfer in addition to God in there no ebi crowd are not saying say on sign crowd baby there's what I are saying is baby a party ni gina no you obi to say Kwabena pom me dey ka ho na wa yi ano preko anka you obi to say Kwabena pom na wa be national chairman na wa build the party no baby a na party ni wa and the party na yet say gija no enti no e hon odun krofo obi so krofo bebre was adwen no say e bi nya se bi akotranten kra
nye Ghana nko nye party no nko in the here section of Ghana. In fact, it is even more serious with the whole country. The direction of this country no contribution, no chop. just a Kwabena to chop.
And then I said, campaign be a good campaign.
Free. We go into government to serve. You could hear whom ye Jumading the consume. Yenkodidi. And no can one may run this campaign to reawaken the conscience of Ghanaians, to prick the conscience of both Ghanaians and NPP Funina. And this country stands in urgent need of renewal, rejuvenation, and regeneration. Intermediate me feel say I provide an alternative for the party. Na me de me ho e party. Se mo po bi a mesua ade wo party mu masum mampani kufo for close to 6 years. Ono so do bi en na hofama na ni die ni nyansa ni kasapa ni nkaye eno na ye de atete me ni darucha no manante aramponsa no manante TD Broadbent mo manante takwa jimanum nyina minimum amubedi akonom ne jamfi bika no ti minima hofama omde ama party no ena upo obi so a yaka na shepa wo party mu a maka wo ba bia meka na omo da fam se nipa 2 million mo se ebufu obi ho so hwe bibi wo enya o ko replacement wo enya manfo mfisi yaka wo asha ene omo headmaster ni me
so and about in fact you no komo aye din with yourself enki ye ka wo mo an
so
ebufu a
me se party no ho yawa
wo ene me am of Abuacheja till now I disagree with but in menye president team
so they say it here we 2 years
but after that no ye nya ntie say campaign ko po de bibi kakra kwa ha yetete wo de kakra kwa no taba me eko enti kan ko fo nhwe wo so na ebufu no something that you be saying.
That's right.
Yes.
Enti na me ka say no sa ebufu no a party for no biye me dem fi say yen crofo na me lusu ye o
me so sa
because we figures na Akufo adunya 6.7 plus President Mahama at that time unya 6.2 plus.
Yes.
4 years down the line normal engineers in statistics here Mahama nya 200 just under 200 plus munya 6.4 nkayesu nya yesa ye normal
6.7
projection na nya be was 6.9 and 7
6.5
and a tiba 4.6 just nipa over 2 million 2.5 no o man to yetie ya ne se o man ko to anko 20 away ho nti chese o mo ho na emu abufu
omobu afu
nti ese ye bibi ne bia me de bia man kan ba ne ho nti mo de me kwa sa abufu na wo mu ka papa de okay we de wasom party e de beche no nti wo mo ayaka wo magu dem nyina bia ombe sorry na Kenya ho enti na ma me tro proposal de command national party no time a constitutional amendment nse ke yebenya yema all former polling station executives party no so the party e kan nyina e form no ne hia wo mo ne refim bobo don e fa ha ye bo posters ye yese omunya ho akatia bia enti yema mo recognition na yenka ke yema mo voting right and so be ma vote enima tre over 1.5 million people.
Yeah.
Now omo ene omo ju enum si ewuska no. Ko omo nkoto television 1.5 million. Omo nko cheche me ehwe.
Me o question ba. I don't know say ebia me hu ni say wa ba be ye victim of your own conservative nature there. What you ba wunyi bebre sa.
That's right.
However, I say ya ba be ye a chip of the old block.
Yeah.
Because of unkomodie mu and penifo abomu de you will be devil say na dey better safo adudi. Now do you in politics you must resonate with the youth?
That's right.
Do you really think that you resonate with the youth now?
I think so. Say me korwa Henry. Tina mesre nyame. Ene aboafo se emwa me. Na onya bibi kakra dia topetro.
Yeah.
Ko babia makọ amakase bia no. Testimonies. Say nipa we papa. Nkrofo amebo omo kofo time. Mebo amenkan no.
Of course.
On the behu
kan.
We say mama, una dem ko mama say menkai. Ti me koranzi, omo dia dance and it's captured on tape. Me susu said okay. Nkola ndo mfu say the remedy be 48 and 52. The anti-me age, I'm in person.
Trump president. Trump was one person in betting age now.
Jam in person was. Penny back on say Kwabena, you are the one who can connect with the youth. And I may ball near my na me yen that in Antino. Me contacts was system no more doors. Football fraternity, broadcasting fraternity, journalist fraternity, engineering fraternity, built environment. Masakoye, Mikoye, executive director, Ghana Institution of Engineering, many planners, surveyors, architects, working together as part of the Built Environment Forum. Nipani who America cram me do close to 4 years. Impact me. So, enti media me the man me can amwati ase say me my party no choice. I have nothing against Dr. Baumia. Onim say Nancy at arrange him to and I'm sending a message. Say Mahmoud, because I di e ko shake ye baby. Baby dey shake ye pa. Na ye ka say ye ko.
Yeah.
Manchester nipa we
I will can a plane ko hwe ase no.
Aye, dan e buy. Dan one I'm sending a message because be 2 occasions. Let me say echo.
I see.
Wow.
Oh yes.
Campaign time.
Na helicopter it me 2 free nkran no pa. Na ye called for cry say dambai. Na ye 2, na ye ko pie tachiman. Na ye 2, na ye ko nandom. Hey, nipa brayo. Nipa sacrifice. You can't put monetary value on this. People lost their lives.
And some members are quite dambai.
Oh, me just say helicopter any dinam sa until I felt very close to it.
Yeah. And yes, I'm more bibi ho.
Oh, they are Kosabia, ne campaign time functions.
Okay.
During the campaign, I said,
okay.
For the 14 months, and I'm in no, you and I didn't see him say, within me. It could have been us. Into me, Casse, you can't sacrifices for this party. Now, the party say, on him. Say, to your 4 million as development fee. Into your my own tuaba. And you misrep party for no. As someone more catch the woman in be wo party. Such as a would ye. As a Unyesika and sign out to me by presidential candidate. As for mobilizing fans, Obianim. Me Germanum. And the Ghana, they are billionaires and Yamia. No more register business cried. Me moidin or Timia unim pakro. People that I lifted from nothing to one of the biggest businessmen in Ghana. And so ono kra de omwami campaign but and they had their hame me money din so but hotel be hu nipa kra nipa ni hu nipa kra make intermediate the mesre say yem fa kwan pasoa and send a wrong signal to the party. So them show no.
Yes.
Enti sasika no me call vetting no me dey need ye ma say look mpenifo me dey party masom party name am dey chiche party in the past no me mo the uko atebubu na afre chairman who stars no sheriff no working tempo ejura se cheduma se intimi the pickups ko motos bia 8 na ko ya di boa na mse me ye general secretary ka atwemi esi nche kwa me ko mobilize ska akoto asa wanya ni baby ko obeto me o SG na wo is Legon eye clinic
yeah
ohwe nim se na okaze bia Kwabena abodam na mse me send this ka koma onkrofo amusi mo ma me nye campaign bi at least me kakra me de be boa so that we win. I did all that. I didn't say anything. Na me party ni donti me nye hwe no me kan bibia for party bi no mo person mo taking me for granted. This one is something in principle I'm against it. Tame e twa tro propaganda gumi so e tu mase legally elected general secretary ne me party chairman 2 year to twene ye man kasa nyese bia na me ni bibika na me nim say ya hye niema parliamentary primaries bibia akoso fefefe ti me nim say I didn't want to disturb the victory, the impending victory na party ni benya na me yedin na me sandi misika boy 2020 na yen lifted suspension no President Akufo-Addo no an frame me
2020 election.
yes on a frame me Kwabena I'm say Mr. President what is it Kwabena na dem me frame na mo a mo ne me share politics ase no me mamo official part. It was 3rd January. I will never forget. 3rd January. I'm saying president. Oh yeah, do president here, Jamie. You know, see there be bra office. Now me kosra no. Ewo Jubilee. Yeah, oh baby a friend of Villa. Hono kase kwamna. Ejuma we ma me 1998. Udi manim di me call around the country. Me pese re-election usa be di mani. Ene me nko. Na yewie ne Yakopon ya adoma. Me di bibi ma wa obi ameka ho ase. Munyina, you are living witnesses. You call Ghana Henina. A 2 baby, ye dim kunim. What is a booming? Ya mooding, ye besides an adding, so ye answer. Never. Just and no crap, Missy, and now your campaign manager. I was shocked, say Obi, former chairman, was it wager? Wager, and I say, or Babeka say. Ono te say de me ko yi nana onya problem bi wo port na yeso ma hwɛ me no wantimi ehumi na
GPH di na
ene tene ba bia wo
but oje tu mu se na me director general
na dwum na ofo na wo koye adwuma
letter you buy list ba bonten
oh ehu ye
list ba bonten
enti 4 years nko wan humi me photo ba bia na se bibi e chese me ye bibi
so ni bon won se da monitor media
na me se oh da bi enye no kre me duru ba bi kra ka se edi mi ho agro position o Ghana ha nyina me nsa
ye du
Yeko ahimfie those days. Now no nkolai mensia. Nkolai bi oh ha matise una be chief of staff. Na me de uba de me pa ne auction card.
Unya kuma Kwaku Newman Victor Newman Newman kon was me ka so watch ya. Wote wo London.
Oh okay. So
Ashanti afa na utia ye ni Owura Kwabena engineer Kwabena Agyapong na edi enkomo. Empanifo numu a edi omonkrata akosom bedi NPP enimu no oye baako na no pe ne ya transna ne nkomo no utia oni ne bon komo a ohu ne de nko anti wanimra ahoso no hu na ade asam enti no do abo apɛ mu ye be boa no ne de nkomo no aba ewie ese won so koye campaign but apart from sa sika sam ne kakra yi no process no Obekasi so far so good.
So far it's been very good. I think said they were very civil, very decent. Nipa ni nyina me no ma ye adwuma. Bebre. Obi se obi amwade. On the okay. 2008. Na party there. Wo me office na na woni ma ha say.
So dia wo ho that.
Me di ma party no
communication.
I want a communication.
Yeah.
John Boadu Samia Wuku
Charles
Nite Kutegu hono ba first ya boabia samwa hono no mo me ma Kwabena Boadu ofiri mu ho nyina me share Dr. Baumia twice no ba ho and me di ma party no free for 4 years my Jake throw letter ebedama say Jake letter ne de ho tie mu bi the party no ya some party will continue to serve this party so them children. Until I find it a bit offensive, say, ye person create some barrier, be say, and who nim faso. And send this also a bad signal to the rest of the country. So, now the reason I'm making a because, yen kai, say a movie, we've been ostracized for over a decade. So, them sure. Until a yame, insura,
and a many
etimi enema betra manim nipa bi wo gidie wo mu a over the last 10 years nyame na ma nipa yo defo so omo a 10 years mi nya hwe ma okra kai de me ye ma on in the 2000s na me ye press secretary no nti bitimi frɛ ka se kwamra ye pese ye boa ye jiwudi wo principle the way I prepare so obeku hu ama party no enu ne hia timi de me sre party for no and now ko platforms nso de ekoso no enye kra ebinumu ena senye minipa na eba de ane yempene ebinumu so a ena ye de ebe kwa ne ye nko ya obi aso ma ye sa na ye party ye pe enkabom na me de me ne adubu ahia ye adwuma me ne kofo aye adwuma me ne akufo adu aye adwuma
na oni ba omi aso aye adwuma
se musuma me I am going to be the glue to hold together this party because me no obi eni asem men kan sem boni so bia mfa obia no kre na meka na emum se madi general secretary da me na me wo ho a ye party die party abako sem no minim enti me ade a ensiye no men kan da
I see.
Mami bi not Montemwa, ne friend Mateki, broad base. Man penifo na omo bre 1992. Man say BMs were free. Oh, me refini actual name. There is a Tegonom, Rosemary Kwamnom, Obaya free fanom, Amabuzianom. Me kai da ye koji provisional certificate. Ye nanti free kokomem na ye nan form any na form. Ne ye call
electoral commission.
And sa ne kopie Bukwem Square. Ya hota makulo no nyina bae. But kasaye. Na miswa ye di akire. Eto da bia those days no. Mpanifo na ehu ho. Ye pese ye koye nhyiamu press aye nwumre. Obi asuro so odi ne din.
Ebe shasi.
Nti me na ese me kɔ ohu ese o masi dan kese bi na SU building kitikiti bi opposite electoral commission
Why
YW emuba
YMC
ehona na yeta koye eyina nsa na prof aduwa ne kwame pe me akola na me ye adwuma highways na ma gipani bi na opema se friend Mr. Benfini ka Fiat Mirafiori kitwa bi na ma tu na ma free adwuma na ma be tua ne ya be hihye nkonwa nsa na nwumre kosi prat no ne nyahota makulu no ne kwame pie ne ma be kasa ho ye tua ka na sa sales station na ya ba ewu adia former kotokotem
Okay.
And the history of this country yenim eda president Kufuor candidate Kufuor o free fie akọ aka ho ene na akoka
Great Alliance
ye nipa nai me na mtika no bi gabi nketia ene we free
goyo
ono ene kwaku ado ene ekodi breakfast ewo aka fie wo ni ba aka ko ni fie nso no IGNTC boss bibia oni fie bia e Ghana made imagine na nsawam kan blue band we are bibia rice water ni dia
ni botai kwase na ekinte ho na obi di message bia bra e be surprise ga Frank Amankwa
footballer football do call her na
was me kan just watch here we say good morning greetings my manager in my football I say miss me opinion
of unu abako unu aketo abako Kwame Asante police ni no
okay
MCC we do chrome
okay
police for them asemi control social honorable Clement Wilkinson former MC Gan West asemi control social say court former DC e wo Fantiakwa Eastern region oseko akumesro bisawo of mama say ye man run meter obeji ana so obeji dia akondi on Dr. Baumi anka mum na owi a yemfa run meter ni man no ni omkumbo Dr. Baumi anya adwuma man it is a court question
asembia can be ye gino feso ye gino feso
Jarvis people say me guys watch ya
oh Jarvis onu so dey kotoko hey microphone and
microphone pa Queen Irene we call the metwamu ho kra enti mu a mo send messages nyina yedamase lecturer ba ko Kofodia Technical University friend no Mr. Nwete osimi control so chiao na ono so ka say 4 million ni do for say ebe hard me kakra enti pa ni penifo enhwe ho asem enka nanakwa okay I mean okwa yi ana okwa kan queen of ene
me free me asise me ko amasama
okay
no ma trubu
okay
no ma okai
queen of okay
ko okai queen central
okay then okai queen north secretary say me control say omo twen 2 p.m.
Catch am say omo invite polling station for electoral area coordinators Mr. Omar, former executives, former patrons, former elders, ni omo eho current executives.
Enra here na kwa
Enumere was last place was Anyanso Utu.
Okay, see Enra Enumere program will be by. Na no so
oh okay.
And he was a bit worried. He say coordinators na say komo ban wo so ha meto
yes Kwabena before
exactly and in fact me wakacha me so no support Dr. Baumia but there's will be you and he was worried. He say wo mo kon tiano pena message say
oh okay
and I'm mami mo di bakodi but tiano pena message say to prevent sad me I think say we say delegate ni nyina access to all aspirants.
That's right. Intina me
no mo kamonya timetable from my party
see tie masem me my DJ na secretary
yes
ti bibia me ne fefepe se me call region mu a me tro regional executives ne first
me yes me away
me tro na ma give permission
okay
intermediate any the me tro regional fortunately na dan kro mo ye meeting some say to America ba bia no mo tesi ho e committee na se e the letter no come on personally the me program ma on
okay
enti wo nim enti e me nwanwa se ayi anya so wutu mfo munim se me ba ho na mo antimi an kan kire mo coordinator se ne because nipa obefrem or the letter ba greater ka
there be
na ye ne ehia bibia frem ho ye ne se de ni die mamo
ne ba mo na
ye se ba mo na so me susu de min ko gina fa akopo ni ma frɛ nipa me ba constituency by constituency because pese me hu the state of the party and everything so hu dem chiro no na Kwabena ti baby no or the bass abesisa nipa kwa say eno mu se party
oba me da say you see agro ne the na gross ade sen kron kitwamufo say police na me call so ye inspector Santo Kofori dia rada me Kofori na I me no I say me Kofori na ti me no o kan ene ne na bu adwuma ho a honorable Ibre so me for the regional minister me refin the dim enti eba nipa bo abaso
me da na
say e dia hade e bia e kan ho asem papa enti wonte say ye kan ho bonni dia akaba na wate say o kasa agruesha se nyina eminim se nipa dodo na say o kasa wo kano e kasa e hote
that's right
won kasa enti a obia woni obia tem wonu party ni hufin na wasem no message ukura na wode nam enti no yese unkura se to aso sa ahanso de yese na wa woni mu na ha ye ofie enti abiribia
na beto
god also on transfer
so zimbisa
enti abiribia wo pese wo ba ha bia no ana wo obia wo campaign bia ba ha bia no
fo ye na kamuni party na nka na yenye debate na elevated discourse
okay
so na we team we come in did the attempt some of them almost supporters year platforms na nka no abrasi because Ghanaians deserve to know our different policy positions and where our priorities lie. Very important. Intimidate me feel say national audience and also nipa 5 we have a solid debate I can't say because and your party no pet ne pesi di nem e pesi di o mine ni and I believe it's time for the recalibration of our thinking as Ghanaians and we the political leaders. Yes, anymore. All right. Yeah, man, and politics. No, contribute no contribution, no job. And yeah, the some. Okay. It's about 3 things. Until I mean, you assume a threefold S doctrine: service. So we some sacrifice. So don't be boy for it. Say they made them who boy for it. We are saying who 92. No. Any selflessness. Say do any wo no kwabit me yidi ama obi a oni bi. Whatever, that empathy. Those are the virtues that we need in politicians to lead us. Until the theme of my campaign is NPP, going back to our roots. And yema pa my yam nuado kasapa enidie ebuo enkabom Professor Dubois bi ma me hu ye with Dr. Kwame Safwadun de akufo ye se bi man support no san frɛ me betra ne nkyɛn as ne press secretary of farm se ne ba otua na matiem se Buckingham Palace se White House so UN ko bit ma kase me man support no ntino but wanya sa it has lived with me forever timi they unifying the party no here ntina metimi ba bonten se the party for si Dr. Baumia no pedia obi anya idede no elections there etro bia unya na trodo na enyina nkamum ni entanechi sata mechi mi phone na mechiro messages party mpanimfo bi e na omo kasaka me ensem wo mitrim ebi wo ha se odiko omo kafa me ho se aden na me ko support Baumia NPP for mpanimfo ebi di matem e wo ho ma omo ni mo but me dey see because we are press secretary to president and ema uhu no
I
think it is now for us NPP to present a more polished image of ourselves to the Ghanaian people. And I think almost mamia. I know Ghana for ombeto who say papai kufo time to no che wa metoto to adan wa mesisi near market here. Me I'm a modest person kakrebi nya media ma me bia no many so until na metimi survive all these years of being ostracized on the sideline.
Agyapong, but I think say Nkrofo you interested about the running mate issue.
Oh,
so would you accept a running mate from Dr. Mahmoud?
Asema okay. Who kasa na say who dimini position no.
Oh, okay.
Running mate here at the case papa. So be the vice president, be the running mate. Me some party. Enti say any position biya say metim dia boa me de me hia na say metim ahwe TV because NDC ba me ntimi she da fit. Enti say me kan wo kra na NPP be win ya. Na metim ahwe TV a mepe. Enti eno de inya to abawie me sre nyankopon so nka party for na kuma no mo ntoma me. Ankoba ne sa enya hwe. Going into an election there are two outcomes. Is either you win or you lose. So you should emotionally prepare yourself for either. Enti eno de me pese me shen ko ba bi ankrofo busa me na ankoba ne ya na me na se me de match there's a record. Say tembia me boa party. Ya 2 years in chen kra me ko temska de boa. Enti election na me man recover from was a Dubois Hines loss. Eno na for 4 days ma kafi. Na de akabia I can accept it. Nti me de party na me so nti me sre party for no mutie me no omunyai ankra chidie no mo nsom osono no na osono na enyina di achire is more important our loyalty to the elephant first because eduwo hia ba okọ kufu aba okọ kufu ado aba okọ party no dey say edete ho.
Yes,
so let's respect and love the party and work together na mfa na kase nu bia na nsan ekoso a anganen unpalatable nsemu efiri nipa no a ye kan to bia na me ra ho say na Ghana na ewo ya na say aha esesa. That is the more reason why I want to run this campaign, to be the voice of conscience, the voice of propriety. See be ye ne ma papa oh my the emre papa ba no ma become police anka
me da sepa say anope obekan ho John Bat Ado Columbus chapter secretary o me kan che say ochiaw ni mo amohwe nyina ne mo di message say be nyina yeda mo ase ava be da say anope woni o campaign manager me say me feasting region nti of ade ono so me so ono so ye one of the pillars region okay no so okay director of operations Suhum okay yeah Ransford oh okay me papa me who watch it Ransford Agyapong okay and the campaign is team for ya campaign